Hey guys, I saw Raiders of the Lost Ark a couple weeks ago, made a video on that, realized, you know what, I might as well just complete the whole trilogy. So, often when creating a sequel, you're tasked with two different ways of going about it. Either A, you make it very similar to the sequel because you don't want to divert the fans, but then you're kind of accused of rehashing the plot. Or B, you make a completely different tone and plot. However, you have the risk of alienating the fans who loved the first one. I think Temple of Doom is mostly on B, but they definitely have things you love about A. So, in my opinion, it's a great sequel. A lot of people are not the biggest fan of this movie. They think that Kate Capshaw's Ridley Scott is annoying. They think it's too dark and violent, and I get it. To each their own. Um, as for Ridley Scott, yes, she is kind of annoying, but not as annoying as I remember. And honestly, the difference between her and Marion is that Marion chose to go on this adventure. I'm your goddamn partner. Well, over the Willie, she really had no choice in the matter. She's just a nightclub singer. She gets whisked away, and you know, she really has no agency in this movie. And I think that might be a flaw on the movie itself by having one of your main characters have no agency in it. But in the terms of really herself, I'd be screaming too. You'd be screaming too. Don't lie to me. Don't lie to me. You'd be screaming too if all this shit happened to you. So I'd say this movie definitely has more action than Raiders of the Lost Ark, and that's saying a lot because Raiders has tons of action. But this movie, they step on the gas and they never slow down. They never catch a break throughout this entire movie. I love the opening scene after the dino shootout. It's just nonstop from there. They get on the plane. The plane is flown by the bad guys, so they have to use a raft to jump out of the plane because there's no parachutes. So they jump out of the plane, land on the snowy mountain, drift into the water, almost go down this waterfall. It's fucking crazy. Like, yes, they'd all probably die if this is real life. You gotta suspend your disbelief a little when it comes to these movies. Most ridiculous yet funny scene. And yes, while the film is pretty dark, you have child slavery, mind control. Indiana Jones himself becomes evil Indiana Jones in the climax of the movie. It's a very dark movie. You have the infamous scene where he rips the guy's heart out of his chest and then puts him in the file. That scene terrified me when I was little. So you can understand why some parents were a little angry at Spielberg, because you're like, wow, this is a PG movie. But then again, I've been so desensitized by HBO that this movie didn't phase me at all as an adult. I wasn't even thinking wow, that's horrifying, that's crazy, because I guess the media now is a lot more intense, than it was back then. But while there are a lot of dark elements, there was a lot of humor in the movie. I like the indie really scene where they're like, oh, he's not gonna come to my rooms. He's not gonna come to my room. That whole thing was kind of funny. Reminds me of a Cary Grant movie or something. Scene where him and Short Round are getting crushed by the ceiling and the floor, and he pokes his head through it, and he's like, "We are going to die." It's so funny. Harrison Ford has such good like timing in this movie. He's so funny. You have the scene where he gets burnt and he's like waddle waddle, and then you see this huge avalanche of flooding. He's like waddle, and they turn around, and you also have the callback to A New Hope when he's running and then he sees all the guys and he runs away. There's so many funny moments in this movie. A lot of them have to do with Short Round, who I like Short Round. He's a great character. I don't know why he wasn't in The Last Crusade. That would have been cool if they brought him back. Because the implication is, well, this is a prequel. So did he just abandon him before the events of Raiders? Did he just fucking okay, bye? Because he knew him since he was 9 or something. So what happened to Short Round? I need answers. Yeah, Short Round that'll be in the fifth one. But I like Short Round. Like usually I don't like the child sidekick characters in movies because they're usually annoying. But Short Round is he's pretty competent. You know, he's not a damsel in distress. Has great chemistry with Harrison Ford. He's very funny. You know, and he adds the humor much needed to this movie. So yeah, while a lot of people say this is the worst of the original trilogy, and is it? I don't know. I can't even rank these movies because they're all so good. It'd be like maybe like Raiders, Last Crusade, Temple of Doom, Kingdom of the Crystal Skull. So let me know down in the comments below what you guys thought of this movie, and how would you rank the Indiana Jones movies? Are you excited for the fifth one? I have mixed I have mixed thoughts because yes, it's directed by James Mangold and he made some pretty good movies, but it's produced by Disney, who is known for making very bad movies. So hopefully the next one's good. Thank you guys so much for watching, and until next time, peace.